Yes, Coach, obviously.
I was waiting on you. I thought you were going to give us the cue or not. Sorry about that.
Obviously, Coach, you talked about those little things that you want to get that lead early. What is it you feel like you need this team to do to be able to get out to those leads early instead of having to put themselves in the place to do the unlikely?
They know that we want to score first, but that's one of our goals offensively is to score first. But the thing these guys do is they score second, third, fourth, and fifth when we don't, and it just, you'd love to have a script, you'd love to have a game plan, and then you get punched in the face, right? And then you have to adjust, and that's what these guys are really good at. We have a plan. Very rarely does it just go perfectly. And where these guys shine is the response from getting knocked down. And everybody wants to have it, but until you actually get tested over and over and over again, do you start to see what the identity of the team is. And there's been teams where you don't learn the identity of your team until very late, and sometimes you learn it early. And, we've just been through the ringer, it feels like, even though our record is good, it's just there's been so much adversity during the game. And we've put a focal point on learning the lessons even in the wins of how to improve and how to get better and what are the areas. We watch a ton of film in here. We break a lot of things down. So I think that helps, but also more importantly for the guys, just the belief that knowing that they can come back. And it's, again, like they keep saying trust in their training. Well, that goes back to August, and there's a lot that goes into it that we don't have time to cover, but it's an everyday kind of thing that you can't just get to the season and say, oh, well, let's come back if you haven't trained that way since day one. And these guys have just done it since day one.
Blake's run is unreal. Obviously, he's a little bit of a soft-spoken guy about it. What have you seen from your perspective that's brought him to this moment and allowed him to do this?
Well, Blake's an aggressive swinger. He's in swing mode, and the thing that he's done a good job of is, his aggression is his strength. But he's done a really good job of being aggressive at the right pitches that he can do damage with. And there were times in the past where he was maybe aggressive to the pitcher's pitches, and he could make contact with those pitches, but not necessarily hit them like he's hitting them now. So he's doing a good job of laying off those pitches. He's comfortable in 2-strike counts if that happens. But it's just, he's had another birthday. And he's a veteran leader. He's played a lot of baseball. I'd even say his best baseball is ahead of him still. He's a super versatility type of guy that can play multiple positions in the infield. And he's just got a very mature, advanced approach at the plate. Especially when he's laying off of pitches that, the pitcher wants him to swing at, and he's going after the pitches he wants to swing at. So he's hitting some, he's just aggressive to the right pitches. His swing decisions are really good right now.
Just to piggyback on the defensive versatility piece, where do you think he profiles best? Where do you think he sees strongest?
Right-handed batter's box.
Well, yeah.
and then if you need him at second or third, or first, or he's the kind of guy that he's just that throwback baseball player. Kids get so conditioned to only play one position, and you want the old school ball player, the dirty uniform, just the play hard guy, and that's him. And he can play. He could. If he doesn't know a position on the field, he could learn it quick because he makes adjustments quick. He's got high aptitude, but the advanced approach at the plate is, I think any organization would love to have a guy like that in their organization, and just give him a shot because he's a guy that he could hit his way through the levels, and just be able to play second, play third, bounce to the outfield, whatever. So I'm just glad he's on our team.
Not quite halfway into the season, where do you see the team as opposed to maybe what you were looking for it to be at this point?
Yeah, I didn't have a goal like in terms of what our record would be. It's just everything we talk about is about getting better. And it's so boring and such coach speak, but it's literally, that's what it takes. And it's just the target on be the best team at getting better. If we're going to be ranked number one, let's be the number one ranked team at getting better. And just keep the target on that, and that will lead to the results that we want. But we also know that, you know, we're a long way off from the things that, you know, that we're going to be measured on, and whether this season was a success or not. That happens in the month of June. So that's why it's so important for us to just keep the target on growth and earn the opportunity to get hot in the month of June.
Coach, they talked about, you know, just kind of gushed about your offensive approach, your discipline, you know, really throughout the lineup. And I know the first 2 weeks against 2 really good pitching staffs, you draw a ton of walks and interviews. How do you teach that? Like, how do you instill that kind of play discipline really throughout your lineup? Like, what's the key to that?
Yeah, well, we offensively we have 3 KPIs, key performance indicators, and one of them is plate decisions. And basically, do you swing at strikes and take balls? And taking balls is critically important to run expectancy, just because every time you take a ball, the count improves and you get a better chance of doing damage on a pitch. And so we just, again, it goes back to August. It's things that we train, whether it be tracking bullpens or, you know, hitters standing in bullpens and tracking pitches to it's the drills that we do, and plate decisions are a huge part. It's as important as quality contact and consistent contact for us. And you know, guys being able to hold the zone on some, you know, really good pitches that maybe they would have offered at a year ago, but they're holding the zone now and just getting to the next pitch. And, you know, so part of it is just that mindset of winning pitches, and the other part of it is, you know, understanding how to be a run-scoring offense, and a walk is a victory over the pitcher. And we pride ourselves on taking our walks when we can pass the baton to the next guy and string the quality at bats together. A walk is a big deal. Just as important as, you know, setting the table for a guy like Blake Wright to hit, you know, to get a big hit, or anyone to get a big hit. So plate decisions is the answer. And it's all the training that goes into those plate decisions for us from day one.
Obviously, the crowd today, nobody left regardless of what the score was. What was it like to see everybody have that belief in the building, and then obviously like the crowd pop when Blake hits that grand slam and everybody in the building?
See, that's really what we're doing. We're just trying to drive attendance up. No, it's an incredible atmosphere when the crowd's into it, and it, you know, we didn't really give the crowd a whole lot to cheer about, but I think everybody knew, like, okay, it's coming, and sometimes the crowd can ignite the rally, and sometimes we can ignite the crowd. But either way, when we're working together, it is a 10th man. I mean, this, again, I've said this for a long time, this used to be one of the most hostile environments in all of college baseball, and, you know, people have built some monstrosities of stadiums, but I think there's a whole nother level of growth here for what the atmosphere can be, and the atmosphere was awesome. You got Michael Marianos, our marketing guy, pumping that music and getting people into it, and it is fun, it is exciting. But I think if we continue to, you know, to play like this and keep getting better as a program, then we could build this thing to where I don't see why this couldn't be an environment to where instead of 4,500 people going nuts, you got 10,000 people going nuts. And I would love to see that. I would love that for this Clemson community, and just have a baseball program that, you know, as we continue to climb that mountain, be one of those programs that, you know, people are talking about baseball season all year long.
And on that same vein, you mentioned earlier where the season's judged. How much does that goal to like getting that crowd in that environment matter, especially say you're able to host a regional, and how much that would mean to have that hostility for when people come in and have to play you?
Yeah, well, you know, it's it's not just about what it does to the other team, but it definitely has a psychological effect on the other team, but it's more of what it does for our community and all the local businesses here, and being able to bring an event to our community here at Clemson and really ignite, whether it's restaurants, hotels, retail, whatever, but just get a lot of energy and a lot of excitement. And softball's doing it and we're doing it, and you got this is the place to be for Diamond Sports in the month of June. That would be really cool. And when I think of this school and this athletic department, I don't think there's any excuses why we couldn't. And when the crowd is doing what it's doing and helping us have success on the field, and they're fueling each other, and there's some synergy there, it makes it even that much better.
Anything else for Coach?
You know who's going to start against Coastal yet?
Yeah, Billy Barlow.
Still Billy.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.